Hey gamers, how you doing? My name is John with Gamester81.com and welcome to part 2 of my Mega EverDrive flashcard review. This flashcard is available at a website called Allgengamers.com, and in part 1, which I'll put a link right here, you guys can check it out. I encourage you guys to watch it before you watch this part. I talked about what was included in the deluxe edition. I did an unboxing. I talked about a little bit more detail about what the card can do. In this review, in this part, I'm going to talk about and show you some gameplay and demonstrate how the flashcard actually works. So let's take a closer look at part 2 of my Mega EverDrive flashcard review. So I loaded the ROMs into my SD card. I put the SD card into the cartridge. You go to options screen, you can change the region, so you can actually play imported games, which is really cool. You can play imported games on your console. You can change the mapping and different slates as well. Cheat option is really cool. You can put in cheat codes from Game Genie cheat codes or Play Action Replay cheat codes. You can find those online. Just I'm sure you can Google those and find those. So if you want to play a particular game, that's a really cool feature. I have this broken down in different folders, alphabetical folders. One thing about this ROM, guys, it does not play files ending in .smd. It will only play files ending in .gen, .bin, .sms, and .32x. So if you have a file ending in SMD, it will not play it. And a lot of Genesis ROMs end in that. But you can find ROMs that end in .bin, same game ending in .bin, no problem at all. So just want you guys to be aware that it will not read that. This is a game, Rocket Knight Adventures. You can see how fast it loaded. A great Konami platforming game. You guys should definitely check this game out. But this isn't necessarily a review over this Rocket Knight Adventures. I just wanted to kind of show you how it loads and it runs. I want to say this game was only ported to the Genesis Mega Drive. It wasn't available on the Super Nintendo, and I believe this guy is a possum. I think his name's Sparkster. You can save game anytime in the game. You can push down and start. At the same time, you can save a slate, which is huge. So even if the game doesn't have any save options, you can save it anytime in the game. And also, the same note, you can also load your games by pushing down and start. And you can load the previous slate. So if you can do that at any hard, difficult part of the game, it makes the game a lot easier. So that's a huge plus as well. I push the top button on the cart, reset it. I'm going to show you a Sega Master System game. A lot of Sega Master System games are very hard to find in North America. One of them is Golden Axe Warrior. It's basically like Sega's version of Zelda, essentially. It's a really fun game, adventure game. I really encourage you guys to check it out. But a lot of the Sega Master System games were ported in Brazil. A lot of them very popular in Brazil for many, many years, like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2, etc. And you can actually play those now on the Genesis, which is really cool. So I'll put my name here. Gamester, it just barely fits. You can see it's going to be a top-down adventure-style game, just like Zelda. The colors are better for sure. I think the Sega Master System, to me, has a lot better graphics as far as colors go compared to the Nintendo Entertainment System. Although obviously it didn't have the third-party support in North America, at least, and it just didn't do as well. But I think the potential was there. I'm not a big fan of the controller for the Sega Master System, but since you're playing through this on the Genesis, another great benefit of playing this as well. Now I'm going to show you how this works on the Nomad, and I'll show you that it does indeed work. I love the Nomad. It's so ahead of its time when it came out, portable Genesis. I think it was only released in North America as well, which is cool. But you can go to your ROMs, go to your folder, pick up my particular game I want to play. You select game, loading, can wait like only a couple of seconds, and there you go, really, really quick. And it plays perfectly. Unfortunately, the Sega Master System games don't work on the Nomad. The file ends in .sms. You saw before, it works fine on the console. But for some reason, I tried various games. It just rebooted the game. So if you have a Nomad, that's all you have as far as to play Genesis games, and you want to play Sega Master System games, this isn't the best product for you. Hey guys, okay, so I'm here with Ryan Cross. He is the owner of StoneAgeGamer.com, and he's going to kind of step us through the capabilities of what the Mega EverDrive can do. How you doing, Ryan?
Good, how are you?
Good. So we're about to play a game through the Genesis, right?
Yeah, we're going to play a game over the internet on the Genesis.
Okay, so let's do it. Now, how does this work? This is through the USB connector from the Mega EverDrive cart to a laptop or computer. Now, you have to have a PC to do this?
Yeah, right now the creator of the EverDrive software only works on a PC.
Okay, okay. So start this thing up. So Ryan, this is us playing on online here. I'm on the left, you're on the right.
Yep. Over the internet on the Sega Genesis.
Little laggy.
Yeah, it's a little choppy. This is just an example program he wrote, I think, really quickly to show that it's, it's capable of doing this. It'd be nice to see somebody hack a ROM or write a homebrew that actually took advantage of this somehow. A fighting game or something like that. But, yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, well, what could you play games on the X band?
For the Super Nintendo or for the Genesis? I don't recall, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't have it or anything, but because that's the only other thing I could think of that could play games.
What was the Sega channel too, right? But I don't know if you could play online with that, could you?
I don't think so. The Sega channel is kind of like a flash card, where you you download the games from the cable company onto the card or whatever. My friend had one. I used to envy him.
What else can you do with the Mega EverDrive while I have you online here?
Well, a lot of people want to know what it does more than the EverDrive MD, since it is a bit more, well, quite a bit more expensive, but it's much more powerful. It loads games instantly. If you remember from your review of the EverDrive, you did the EverDrive?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had to flash the game, which, could take like 10 plus seconds sometimes or longer. The Mega EverDrive, you'll notice it's almost instant. With any game, it loads instantly. And another cool feature is the save states. Kind of like emulators that have, the save states where you basically can save the game at any point in time and pick back up where you left off without using an actual in-game save feature like some games have.
Right.
So if your game didn't have the ability to save, you can always use the save state feature. So that's another pretty cool thing. And there's some other stuff that it does. I think you can handle some Sega Master System ROM mappers better. I think Korean mappers and some stuff like that. But the potential, because of its power, is stuff like this, and hopefully running a little bit better than this. But it'd be interesting to see.
Well, still playable, so that's cool.
Yep.
All right.
So it's kind of a novelty now, but maybe in the future it won't be as much of a novelty, but it's still cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Well, thanks, Ryan. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
So in conclusion, is it worth getting the Mega EverDrive? Well, it's definitely not cheap. It's $210, so it's a lot of money. But you consider the quality that's put into this. You get the cart, you get the SD card, the 16 gig SD card, which is plenty of space. You get the USB connector. You get the ability to play all these great games at just a touch of a gamepad, which is really cool on the original system. So it's not really emulator necessarily. So I think it's definitely cool. It's definitely worth it. For me, what I plan on doing with this is I have a device where you actually put games. I can rip my games onto ROMs. So what I plan on doing is I've ripped all the Genesis games I own, and I'm going to put it on the single cart so I can display and preserve my carts and put those away so they're protected, and still have the ability to play them on one single cart, easy access. That's kind of what the benefit for me is personally. So for me, it definitely is worth it. But I understand, they're not cheap. But I'm curious what you guys have to say. What do you guys think about these flash cards? What do you think about where they fall with gaming? Well, guys, that concludes my review over the Mega EverDrive flash card. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon. Take care.